Everyone, welcome to Plants and Politics. So this week, if you haven't heard, Joe Biden's son Hunter confirmed that he's under investigation by the U.S. Attorney's Office in Delaware. Apparently, the investigation began all the way back in 2018. And according to reports by PBS and others, it started out as a money laundering probe, but after not really finding anything in that sphere, they switched gears to potential tax fraud due to the fact that he had received a great deal of money and it was disproportionate to the amount of taxes that he had paid. So as of last week, approximately 10 associates of Hunter Biden, as well as Hunter himself, received subpoenas related to a criminal tax investigation that's being spearheaded by the Delaware AG. And in addition, two sources told the Wall Street Journal that Biden is now somehow, the younger Biden, I should say, is somehow implicated in an international financial investigation, which is being led by Manhattan prosecutors. However, according to those same sources, Hunter Biden has never been a target in the criminal prosecution. So it kind of leads one to surmise that the target is a much bigger fish, perhaps someone he's done business with. And of course, now adding more fodder to the new laugh out loud conspiracy theory that Bill Barr is somehow a member of the so-called deep state. It's come to light that Barr was fully aware of the investigations into Hunter Biden, and he worked to keep them under wraps until after the election, which until 2016 had always been standard protocol. Of course, they didn't want to affect the outcome of the election, and this is just making Republicans and Trump furious. And I have to say, it's pretty funny. It's amusing to watch Trump rage tweet and to watch his staff complain about this and inadvertently admit that Biden won the election and that they're just grifting off of Trump supporters one last time with their election fraud fairy tales. For example, Trump's campaign spokesman Hogan Gidley said, quote, "Covering this whole thing up and not allowing the American people to know it and to try and pretend as though the reason this doesn't come forward is because it would affect the election, not bringing it forward affected the election as well." But wait a minute, how did it affect the election? I mean, don't they keep claiming that Trump won? If that's true, if Trump won, then how did the DOJ affect the election by keeping these investigations hidden? They need to make up their minds. They can't keep their lies straight. So I'll keep an eye on this. And yeah, it's abhorrent that Hunter Biden cashed in on his last name. And he used it like a credit card with no limit. I readily admit that. But the Trump family, yeah, they should really sit this one out. Nepotism Barbie and Ken Jr. or Skipper, if we want to make him into a girl. They have absolutely no room to talk when it comes to blatant corruption or using your father's name or your government positions to cash in. It's wrong across the board. But for Republicans to feign outrage is the height of hypocrisy. They've sat silent for the past 4 years as we all watch the Trump and Kushner families enrich themselves to the tune of tens of millions of dollars, if not more. And that's just what we know of. Who knows what else was going on that we have no idea about? So it's a bunch of hypocrisy. Nobody should be doing it. But whether or not these tax fraud charges will pan out, we'll see. You know, that one has nothing to do with the other. One is legal, unfortunately. It's corruption. It's, you know, using your connections in the government to get what you want. And it's gross, but sadly, it's still legal in this country. The other one, the tax fraud, is illegal. And whether Hunter Biden took part in it or as we believe, whether the Trump family and Donald Trump himself took part in it, there needs to be consequences and they need to pay. If they're all guilty, I hope they all go to prison. Those are called principles. What's good for one is good for the other. I don't care what letter you have behind your name. I don't care which quote unquote team you're on. Right is right and wrong is wrong. So I will keep you guys posted as I hear more about this story. As always, like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching and listening. I'll talk with you soon. Take care. Thanks for listening to Plants and Politics. The only way we can take our country and power back is to spread the truth and build an army. So remember to like, follow, subscribe, and share on Facebook, YouTube, and wherever you listen to your podcasts. Thanks again.